Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last part we went and met with our second suspect, the second person suspecting of killing Bruce Goodman, and it turned out to be Officer Meekins, the patrolman that visited Edgeworth's office when we were visiting and doing some investigation. And he claims that he went to the evidence room because he saw someone suspicious. He tried to ID that person stabbed him, and Meekins was arrested. So we went and investigated that crime scene, did some blood tests and some fingerprinting, and found Officer Marshall's handprint, a bloody handprint from him at the crime scene. So we're gonna see what's going on. Oh my goodness, this episode's been really fun for me. Alright. February 24th, 9:41 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. Yeah, what do we do? What kind of case are we forming here? After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. Oh, this is Lana. Sorry, I thought this was still Phoenix. The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. Hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? As Mr. Wright suspects, the police are clueless. Yeah, like, what do we do in this situation? It's crazy. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't see capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, are you going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to. Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. I don't think Marshall's our murderer, though. I think he's involved, but I don't think he's our murderer. Alright. February 24th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... What? I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police departments from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? But more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. It's like there wasn't a victim in the evidence room, I don't think. I think that's what's happening. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I'll present evidence related to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what set Mr. Wright apart, Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on the top of things. I can't read today, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. Not supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness on the day to stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Ooh. Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Yeah, I don't know if we've really had something like this happen. Oh great, we have the Meekins! We gotta examine Meekins! Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir! Of course, Mike Meekins. The occupation is, that would be murderer, sir! Fuck. We're way in over our heads on this one. This is the second time our client has declared that they are the murderer. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone ever again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, I'm what you would call a part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please wish us Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir. As you wish. He's just very obedient. We had to use that to our advantage. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Crime report, sir. I love you, Officer Meekins. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with, so I'm gonna have to press him. Alright. I think we just gotta press on probably about everything. There's a lot of vague information here. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not orderly performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. Ah, the Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. Yippee! I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. Then I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen rushed to the room. Why was there a man in the security room? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card. Am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! It's the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number 4989596. It's shown as being used twice. Huh. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during the second time when... Yes, sir! That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. So who's the last number? I want to say that's... I wonder if that is the guess number, because it's just 7... Just a bunch of 7s. Oh, sweet. So now we got more info on this. I was only doing what I was trying to do, sir, when I was suddenly attacked. Give me everything. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I fucking killed him. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life, then I did it. I don't think you did. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type properly into Kung Fu film, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Good job, Officer Meekins. See. He must have been desperate. Next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of blood, my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir! After that, I passed out. I had a popsicle that passed out. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice, or I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we have a fairly accurate picture of what happened now. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? Sorry, I have food in my mouth. I'm terribly sorry. He's got a point. I don't think anyone was murdered. Is the thing. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regards to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief? Delivered it? What is that, a videotape? Yes, sir! That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Objection! What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. And was told that it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. He's such a meek little guy. He's Meekins. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? It's like some FNAF footage. Oh, there's like an actual cutscene. That fucking badger. Well, we actually have 3D models? That's cool. Of course, the fucking camera. This is fucking FNAF footage. What the heck? He's fucking dead. And they went, yeah, this guy did it. Are you sure he's not the guy that was murdered? They're like, what the fuck do we do with this? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell is that wriggling piece of plywood? He's like, what the fuck? Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department. Sir, it's Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Fucking FNAF footage. So we got the security video. Video from the security camera placed in the evidence room. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room. And some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir! As you wish, sir! Alright. Mystery Man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do so. To do. The locker he opened his unquestionably Detective Goodman locker. Sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Oh, there's gotta be... I don't think it was Goodman. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Let's see what we're looking at. Space can't be clearly seen. There's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably his locker, so it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Oh! Do I have the... Fuck, I was gonna say, I think there is a way, because I was trying to remember what the fingerprints look like. Because I think it's Marshall. No, sorry, but I think I want to say Bruce and Marshall had similar looking fingerprints. They had the same type of prints. The same design. Which is why I think it might have been him. Oh, let's get some more information out of that though. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state testifying up to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is. Unless the defense can find a problem with it. Edgeworth wants me to find the problems, because there's definitely something weird with this case. And I think he's picking up that this case is a little fucked. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the video the security video? There's gotta be a problem. Oh no, I took a big bite. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. You will now play this. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't say I'm watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates that man may not be Detective Goodman? Oh. Oh, fuck, I have to use my, like, fucking keys. Oh, wait. Oh! Why is it already... So when it's lit up, it means it's open? Why is it already open? The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins? Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. So it was already unlocked beforehand. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Yeah, it's already unlocked. I'm not gonna lie, I jumped a little when the man started moving. Like, I like got that, like, tiny nervous jump. When the victim reached for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind it to a little earlier. I'm tired of looking at this thing. This guy's pissing me off. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Hell yeah, it's lit. I don't know, the joke wasn't lining up. I don't know what I did that. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. He's so silly. Order, order. What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. It's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect it and report any malfunction. Oh well, It just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. Just goes to show if you don't know shit, don't say shit. A motto some people just can't seem to live by. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed the system sensor? Something jammed the sensor. Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Okay, I'm just gonna... okay, I have it paused and now I'm just kind of like holding it. I'm now looking more closely. Oh! Oh! The glove jammed it. I could have sworn I saw something weird earlier. Please watch closely. This is a continuation of the part I showed you earlier. No! We gotta go through this a bit again. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I have to fall out and roll a great distance when I open my Can't be sure the item was completely inside the locker to begin with. Was he saying that he just kind of rolls out of his car on accident sometimes? We're just gonna let it gloss over that he just does that? What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door's shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Did the music bug out, or is it just like no longer playing it? Yeah. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But, sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locking door? It was the glove, but it's not just any glove. It's a rubber glove. It's an extremely thin rubber glove, specifically. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. Yes, you can. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. If this is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir! It would appear so, sir! Order! 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 So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Huh? Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir! Is this a joke? I can't tell if Edgeworth is helping us in this or not. Is he just... Are we being punked? Is this case a fucking joke? Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves that man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Did he? An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Oh, because your hair is just standing up at all time. You're so stupid. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. There's one thing that proves... Okay, I think we have to do something with this statement. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Where... He did put in a lost item report. Because I really don't think it was Goodman who was in there. I think someone had his ID. And I think he lost his ID and someone went, ooh, mine. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not gonna waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. Yeah, that's also true. It was in a weird location. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high possibility. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. It also shows that he didn't write his ID number down. I wonder if he fucking forgot. Oh, order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, The man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are 2 grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. Yes, that's what I was thinking. It's more... because they can't seem to tell us why they thought it was a murder. It's just the guy that they found. They found him. He's on the footage. I guess because they saw all his blood and went, someone must have fucking died here. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. There's something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Oh, why? Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place. At the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. Yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, oh, we're going back to the fact that we're still to the one person that we're trying to prove innocent. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Yeah, we still don't have an explanation for that. Ah! Fuck! I knew the testimony was way too shabby. It's all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else, Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object! You gotta. No, fuck you. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. It does show that there's more people involved. However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood tracers were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright? Do you mean... Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? Well, his name is Jack Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. I called him Jack. Fuck me. Why him? Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Oh fuck, I know this word. Subpoenaed. It's close to that. Sorry, I know the word subpoena. It's just the ed. There's too many vowels in that word. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Yippee! Going to swings. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. Have I? I feel like I know less. I haven't figured anything out. Lana? You're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. We're having a moment. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. No! Come back! Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? He's reappeared. You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Make a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. Better be, pal. Hey, 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 hey! 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 I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh! Oh-ho! Oh-ho-ho! Oh-ho-ho! I can't keep doing this. You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Did I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here. You might do well to read them. I can't believe you. The Chief Prosecutor were a witness in that case. This guy was a witness? SL9 incident files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. Joe Dark. Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with the serial murderers. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you up your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark? No, Lana. That's over with. No. Emma, wait. She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta go be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Grant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. Better take a good look at this file. To be continued. Ooh. So we've got a lot of people involved with this case. It certainly ties to the SL9 incident, which makes me wonder if this whole thing is like, I want to say this whole thing's probably multiple people. I don't know if Jake Marshall is our killer. He might not have done it alone. If so, I want to say, Angel could be involved. Grant could be involved. He had a very weird air about him for sure. He's too nice. He's too nice to us specifically. But yeah. So yeah, the murder at the police department was definitely fake. So the murder still probably took place in the parking lot. But we still don't know. We still can't believe what we've heard so far about it. We're gonna have to figure that out another time though. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.